Let me give you an overview of our workshop. It is basically divided into 3 sections. We have the introduction, root sutta, and cross references. At the end of the day, I will give a final summary and conclusion. The first section, introduction, is literally an introduction to the workings of karma and how its results are to be experienced. Although this comes from the Anguttara Nikaya Book of Tens, which is actually a very long sutta with 10 points, 10 points times 2 will be 20 points, because it talks about the 10 types of bad conduct and the 10 types of good conduct. So there are actually 20 points altogether. This is only a very small extract, a very short extract of the beginning and conclusion of that very long sutta. And it gives you a very basic principle of how karma works. The second section on the root sutta, a lump of salt, gives us more details about how the results of karma can be experienced. In the first section, we know that whatever karma that has been created, one will have to experience its results sooner or later. But it doesn't tell us how much do we have to pay our karmic debts. Do we have to pay 1 for 1, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth? Or do we have to pay a compound interest? Or do we get a discount? How much do we get? So all these are not mentioned in the first sutta. In the second section, our root sutta gives us some clues as to how the results of a particular sort of deed that was done could be experienced differently according to conditions, circumstances. And in this root sutta, the principle behind this diminishing of the effects of bad past karma can be found in certain phrases that are not explicitly defined in that sutta. So that's why we all go on to the third section to find out what could develop in body, virtuous behavior, mind, and wisdom mean in the context of our sutta, right? Because it is not defined. For example, what is meant by develop in body? Does it mean going to the gym more often? Right? What is the difference between developed in body and developed in virtuous behavior? Isn't virtuous behavior part of bodily conduct? Right? So this is something that we need to investigate. And since we cannot find the answer in our root sutta, what I've done is I've searched the occurrences of these words in other suttas, and I've given extracts and compiled them for you. Research in the Pali Suttas is very convenient these days because all the Pali Suttas, commentaries and sub-commentaries have been digitalized. So it's very easy for us now. We have the program, you just key in the word that you want, you just enter, and the search engine will give you all the occurrences. Right? So very easy. All I need to do is to look at the occurrences, what is relevant, I just extract and compile for you. This would not have been possible 50 years ago. 50 years ago, you would have to be a real scholar, to know everything by heart and know where it is to be found. Nowadays, it's so simple. So we are not real scholars in that sense. We are all hapastic scholars, depending on digital technology. Okay, I'll tell you the structure of how I'm going to conduct this workshop. First, I'm going to give you an outline or brief summary of the suttas to be discussed in each section. 3 sections, right? So I will go through the suttas and give you the gist of what these extracts are trying to convey. I'm sure that some of you might have found it kind of difficult to understand the English translations. So many negatives, negative, when negative and negative put together, what do you get? Positive, right? So you will wonder actually what the Buddha was trying to say. So that's good because there's food for thought. If you're still confused, I hope your fellow group members can help to enlighten you. I will also explain the discussion topics, what it means and what you're supposed to do. And after that, you will proceed with your discussion. As I said, this Sutta study with meditation workshop is not just study without practice. So while you are in the process of discussion, I will ring a bell. Okay, I will ring a bell and you have to freeze whatever you're doing. Stop thinking, stop talking, and then sit and meditate. Come back to the present moment. I will give guided instruction on how to come back to the present moment. And this is very good training. Yeah, because a lot of people say, we got no time to meditate. And this is going to be done with your eyes open. Right? A lot of people have this excuse. Because they've already trained their minds to meditate with their eyes closed. So most of the time, in their daily lives, their eyes are open. So they will say, cannot meditate, ma, eyes open, how to meditate? Yeah? So you're going to train yourself to open your eyes and practice mindfulness. And the next time, when you get out of this workshop, no excuse. You can meditate anytime. It's a matter of whether you remember to and you want to. Okay? After that, after your discussion is over, I will draw lots and the lucky group representative would present the group's findings for all of us to listen. During the presentation, if you're not clear, we can also ask questions of the presenter. After the presentation is finished, the other groups can also present their views, particularly if their findings are different from what the presenter has given. Also, individuals can come out to give their comments or ask questions, and I will try to answer. At the end of each section, I will give a summary and a conclusion for that section.